What did your family think at this point with the early beginnings of being on some of these soap operas, or even before that, the corporate things? What did your Italian parents say? You're going to be an
Well,
actor.
my parents weren't like off the boat or anything, so they were very supportive.
Great.
They thought it was great. But some people snickered, "You're gonna be an actor? What do you mean?" Not my parents. They never did. But some like relatives and people go like,
Really?
like,
Wow.
ha, you know, what's this gonna lead to? That kind of thing. But then you get to a point where you're too legit to quit. You've done enough stuff, and they go, "Wow, I guess he really is an actor now."
Amazing. Amazing story. Acting. Right from the beginning, you say when you picked it uh, as you needed to continue school, you felt that you had a natural attraction to it.
Yeah.
What was the attraction? What are the basics of acting that you love? Is it trying to get the part, studying for the what is it?
Um, well, a little prelude to that was I knew just being with my friends, growing up, my behavior, my humor, this and that. I knew at some level I had a theatrical acting sort of ability. I didn't think of it like to act on TV or movies. I just knew I had, call it a theatrical flair or something like that. So that was kind of there.
Please like and subscribe to the Window YouTube channel and become an official VIP supporter of Window on Patreon. This will give you access to ad-free episodes and exclusive content that only VIP supporters see.
So what attracted me to it was being able to get up in front of people and being lose all inhibition because you kind of make a fool of yourself. Even now, you got to take risk. Safe acting is boring acting. Sometimes the role requires you to just deliver the lines and get out of the way. But it was just something that I guess was in me and was dying to come out
Did you
because
study with anybody? Did you have any acting coach?
I studied in Suffolk University. I took a course,
Yeah.
and that's where I got the bug.
Yep.
And that was a good course. The guy was a great teacher.
Yep.
He kind of pulled me inside. You got something. I think you got a little something going on. That fueled me more and more because I was feeling it. I'm glad he felt it. Some people in the class were making comments. I'm like, yeah, yeah, there was something in me that wanted to come out, I guess.
And you got it. You know that you have to give it your all. You can't be self-conscious. You've got it.
Um,
I just want to take a second here because this is really fantastic. I ran out of paper on my printer, so I have a basic list of what you've appeared in. I just want to read some of these for the folks. The Grave of Benito Martinez, Watch Me, Bad News on the Doorstep, which we will talk about, Z Dead End, the Faction of a Hitman, The Queen of Heaven, Once a Week for Life, Bad Voodoo, The Roaring Game, that we'll talk about more about with that, Play Dirty, Family Feud, The Collective, Coda, Chappaquiddick, and the list goes just on and on. People recognize you. Oh, I wanted to say this. We've been teasing on social media that you are coming on the show, and even though this show is less than a year old, you're going to be episode 7, and
Good.
I am
Lucky
having.
them.
Oh, there you go. I have had a bunch of people contact me privately. When is John Fiore going to be on your show? He's fantastic. And I said, and I told you this the other day. I said, oh boy, this is fantastic.
That's great.
Movies. You've done a few movies, but you've done more television series and commercials, that type of thing. You were in Mystic Pizza, which is back in the 80s. Was that one of your first movie
That
roles?
was one of my first bigger gigs because you got to go to the hotel for a week and you get per diem, and then you really felt like you've arrived because prior to that, maybe you're doing like, whatever. But that was like, wow, we're going to put you in a hotel for a week. I pay you per diem, like $60 a day plus the pay. I'm like, oh my God, this is really the big league.
These TV appearances, early on, it was soap operas, Guiding Light, that type of thing. Were those in New York?
Yeah, the guiding light really came after The Sopranos for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a big, long, lucrative run for me. It really cushioned the blow of the Soprano thing, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yeah.
That happened fairly quickly after that, and I got on there and I did a lot for about 3 years of that. People sometimes, when you go to daytime TV, they think you've quit acting because a lot of younger people don't watch soap operas, whatever. So some people say, "Did you ever do anything after The Sopranos?" Yeah. So, but it was a great run. It paid very well, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
And you've
Looking
done
back,
commercials. So, one that stuck out when I was researching you, you did a commercial for the Olive Garden.
yeah,
What was that like?
that was great because that was a national commercial, which a lot of national commercials don't even fall under SAG jurisdiction anymore because you can make a lot of money. In the old days, you can make a lot of money with commercials because you got residuals and all kind of like bump ups and this and that. You get these checks in the mail. You go, wow. So that was good because it was a national. And we get to sit around a table, being Italian people, raving about the Olive Garden, which us Italians really know where that's at on the hierarchy of Italian restaurants. But
But you're an actor.
you're an actor, and the pay was great.
Great.
And I remember the people I was with that day. We had a fun day, and we made a lot of money. And then you move on. It was great.
Fantastic. So, 9 seasons of Law and Order with Chris Noth, Jerry
Yeah,
Orbach, Dabney Coleman, and you played Detective Tony Profaci for 9 years.
9 years recurring. They never gave me the contract, which I thought Dick Wolf would do at one point. Like say, listen, you've been around for X amount of years. Let's give you a contract guarantee, but they did not. So it was recurring, but it still paid very well.
That's
And
fantastic.
the residual flow was tremendous and a fantastic run. I mean, that's a key part of my whole career, let's face it, right? That was a great run for me.
Now, I've been watching some of those episodes, and I've noticed I'm seeing actors that later went on to be on The Sopranos.
Many.
I just watched Exile, the movie Exiled, a Law and Order movie. Was that the close of the closing of that whole
No,
episode? That whole why was that movie there? What?
that movie, that's when that was sort of pre-cable. It was 98. Cable TV didn't really exist. So the Sunday night movie of the week on NBC was a big deal.
Right.
That's what people watched. So it was a one-off. Chris Noth had left the show 2 or 3 years earlier, whatever. Um, so they came up with an idea to do a Sunday night movie, of course, affiliated with Law and Order, but a standalone as well. But within that movie was my finale um, as that character. So that show, how it ended for me, was the end of my run because I get sent to prison.
You had a big part in that movie at
Yeah,
that the end. I mean, it was a main part for the ending of the
yeah,
movie where
it was.
they found out that you were you were on the location where the murder was, and
Right.
your fingerprints were on a mattress, and
I
it's a
know.
great
Who knew,
scene.
right?
It's a great scene. You play it well. It's funny too because, like I said, you see some of the actors from The Sopranos. There was the guy on The Sopranos who played the Hasidic hotel manager.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
He was
yeah.
on that. It was great
Yeah.
seeing it. Um,
Oh, you'll see everybody on there.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Sopranos. Everyone knows you from The Sopranos. Gigi Cestone, the handsome mob guy who eventually becomes a captain.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did that part come? How did the role
So
come?
season one had come out. and that was groundbreaking, as we know. I didn't even watch it at first. I ended up catching up on it via VHS tape. Somebody had recording the shows like they did. Of course, I loved it like everybody. And I said, boy, I'd love to get on that show. So come season two, I got an audition from my agent to audition for Gigi Cestone. So this is when you had auditions in person, which they don't really do anymore.
Hmm.
You can win the room a little bit with your personality. You're not just doing lines on a tape, phone, whatever.
Hmm.
So I went down to New York. I wore leopard shoes, suede leopard shoes, kind of like flashy. And I had the call back. The first go round, you're just in a room with a woman taping you, just
Oh,
one person. And that's the whole dream of all of this is to get the call back. You need the call back typically to go to the final step. So I went there to the callback. I didn't know who was behind the doors, one, two, three people. What I had no idea. I walked in, there was like 10 people there like this, like an audience. Right in the middle is David Chase, the legendary creator, writer. So my first line when I walked in the door was, going to see a lot of great actors here today, I'm sure. Nobody's out acting these shoes. Everybody laughs. The shoes
wow.
were cool. And they all laugh. It makes you feel relaxed. I swear at that moment, I go, I think I'm going to get this role.
Wow.
Somebody yells from the back, I love the socks. I go, the socks are pretty good too. Well, then my lines, I only had two lines for the audition, and they weren't even together. They weren't like conversational back and
Right.
forth. One line here, one line there. So by the time I got to the lines, they didn't even matter,
That's
you
great.
know. And then I got the call that I got it. I was like, oh my God, I can't friggin' believe it.
So great.
And I didn't know what the arc would be at that point, or where it was going, or how long, or whatever. I was just step one. I was thrilled to get booked on The Sopranos.
When you were acting on those episodes, how many episodes were you in?
Technically 14 episodes.
Fantastic. When you were acting in those, did you have different directors or
Yes.
oh, you did? Because I know that Alan Coulter was one of them.
Yeah, he did a lot that I was in, but
He,
they had different ones, but some did like three or four or five per season. So I saw Alan several times. I saw Tim Van Patten
oh
several
wow.
times, who's
Yeah.
great. They're all great, very nice guys, very smart, know what they're doing.
Now speaking with you at one of our lunches, we managed to talk a little bit while we were eating. You told me that it was a very wonderful vibe on set. You told me that James Gandolfini was amazing. He was generous. He was helpful. Talk a little bit about what that vibe was like. What was your day like on set?
Well, when you went there, I mean, a lot of times you go to say you get a movie, like even Chappaquiddick, say, or whatever, you get hired to be in a movie, you can really be by yourself all day in your trailer because they're shooting other scenes.
Right.
And it's not like you're all hanging around, you're just kind of by yourself waiting to be called in,
Yeah.
which is not as much fun as one might think. You know what I mean? It's kind of a weird, lonely thing. You're just waiting. You step outside your trailer. There's nobody to kibitz with. You're not going to go in there where they're shooting something you're not involved in. On this one, on The Sopranos, there were like 30, forget the crew, add the crew to it, 30, 40 guys, mainly Italian, all hanging around. All like the same sensibilities, backgrounds. So it was like hanging out with friends. So that waiting time was a lot of fun. That's where friendships were built because I talked to so many of them, got so close to so many of them, especially when I was there. You're seeing them, there was food all day long. They would change it up like a restaurant. You'd turn around, there was a whole new layout of food.
Well, we noticed from watching episodes in my house, from episode to episode to season, we saw some people gaining weight. So
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going, wow, the catering must have been
Oh,
fantastic. And
it was like a five-star Italian restaurant all day.
was was there anyone in the cast that was kind of standoffish or difficult to work with, or was it?
I can honestly say no.
Wow.
When I was there, I was so friendly with everybody, and everybody seemed friendly with everybody else.
Yeah.
Some people subsequently had their issues down the road. I wasn't part of that. I was gone by then. But when I was there, everybody got along fabulously. It was so great.
What a great experience, man! And you were fantastic on the show.
Thank you.
You must have a lot of female fans because you really, you had that look going. And now you're a little older and you got another great look. I wanted to ask you this because you told
Changed my
me.
look.
I know you've been on 100 podcasts and you probably told us, but I want you to tell my audience as well. The phone call from
David Chase.
the man.
So just 2 weeks prior, he wasn't a gregarious type Italian. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, oh, how you doing, John? Yeah, he wasn't that type. He was more like, introverted and quiet kind of guy. For an Italian, a different style of Italian, if you will, right? You've seen him. And I passed him in the hallway just 2 weeks before I got the phone call. He stopped me and says, I love everything you're doing on the show. It's great. And then James Gandolfini said to me, they love you, man. I went, oh, good. 2 weeks later, pre-cell phone, the answering machine at home. There was a call on Friday morning. Hey, John David Chase, want to give me a call? He sounded so upbeat. I said, it must be about the contract for next season. I thought. I call him back. He's busy. We play phone tag. At 5 p.m., he calls me. John David Chase. I go, David. He goes, this is a call I hate to make. I know what that meant, of course. Instantaneously, I went, what? No. I'm sorry. We love you, John, but I go, no. Yeah. We got to serve the show, we got to serve the show. I mean, it's not you. We love you, blah, blah, blah. I go, come on. Oh, man. I mean, you're really like pleading for your life, right? And I'm going, oh, I'm reeling now. I go, huh, when? He goes, next show, which is still like 3 weeks out. So it wasn't like, boom, you're gone. It was 3 weeks. I had many scenes to do leading up to it. And then he tells me the next show. I'm like, oh, God. I go, how? And then he told me how. I went, what? What the what? On the toilet? No way. I changed my whole demeanor. I get a little mad. I go, you're going to kill me on the toilet? Yeah, it's going to be great. I go, that doesn't sound too great to me. I go, how about Sonny at the toll booth, like in The Godfather? How about if I'm in the saddle or whatever, something? He goes, no, it's going to be memorable, different. Yeah. I go, what the man? So I'm kind of like that. Then he changes his demeanor and he kind of goes, hey, this is what we're doing, all right? I went, I guess so. It's your show. Okay. All right. Cool. Click. Bye.
Coming up on part 3, John talks about his time as Gigi Cestone on The Sopranos, and also a movie he starred in as a singer titled Johnny Slade's Greatest Hits. Also, John answers the Window Quick 14 questions, and some classic reenactments with John and your host. All coming up on part 3 of Window, featuring actor John Fiore. Join me on Patreon and become an official supporter of Window Podcasts. You will get all of my Window Podcasts ad-free, as well as early episode access, my exclusive content that only you as a supporter have access to. All this and more for less than the cost of a hamburger. Oh, and I thank you. Join Window on Patreon by going to patreon.com/look through the window.